So
let's talk about Will Smith.
Let's.
He hosted Red Table Talk today alongside his son and daughter to talk about his new film, Emancipation. And you may be asking the same question that his daughter asked. It's, Daddy, do we really need another slave movie?
the answer is no.
Will Smith actually feels very strongly that we do need another slave movie. And from the comments that he has made so far, I have a feeling that he relates to his role as a slave a little bit too much, like a worrying amount.
Because he's a rich celebrity who's not actually suffering and has a life of extreme actual privilege.
I think that might be it. Yes, Brett. Yes. So here's what he said on Red Table Talk. I was getting called the N-word 100 times a day by very good actors. It's rough. It twists your mind. You have to be really careful. He also described the horrendous experience of wearing prop chains on set. And he says it really helped him step into this slave roles perspective.
Maybe they should have used real chains, like a method actor.
Well, I think they might have been real. I just know that they were props, but they might have been like actually heavy chains.
Yes.
He said, it turns off your agency. You don't want to step. You don't want to move. You don't want to look anybody in the face. It's deeply dehumanizing. So they put it on. They do it. I'm standing there. And then he goes to take it off and it doesn't work. So it's locked on and my heart jumps and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. So I'm sitting there. Now he's running around looking for the keys. And for 15 minutes, I'm stuck there in the chains and my heart is pounding. And I'm like, Will, do not freak. And I'm sitting there and it's like, I got it. I'm Will Smith with people running around looking for keys. And my heart is still pounding. I'm still scared. Imagine what it was like for Peter to have that stuff on, barefooted, and nobody cares. And it was like, woo, yep, I got it. He also said, I felt embarrassed while I was standing there waiting. It was emasculating, dehumanizing. Once you've experienced those things, they go into the same banks as your actual memories.
I have a question.
You don't have a separate place for acting. Your brain and your body recognizes it the same way it recognizes actual memories.
Can I ask a question? Like, this is a weird dichotomy here. You call it dehumanizing. You're literally the lead actor, the star of a production in which hundreds of people are there to literally either document you, serve you, or make sure that a project in which you are considered to be the most important part are taken care of. It is the opposite of dehumanizing. If anything, it's narcissistic.
This is like an obvious example of a common problem where actors are so narcissistic that they aren't able to separate themselves from the characters they play. And they're obsessed with the idea that they can deeply relate to all of these experiences that they portray on camera. They can't, because Will Smith is a multimillionaire that lives an extremely cushy life. He has very few actual problems to deal with compared to the character he's playing. Now that's fine. It's acting. It's fake. It's supposed to be pretend.
I actually like it when the actor, like, I don't remember who it was recently who did the thing. Is like they make fun of method acting. They're like, you do your job, you go home.
Right.
It's like you're making it out to be more than it is. It's a job. It's a skill. You go to school for it. You get good at it. You learn how to do it. Now, here's the thing. I defend actors a lot because I do believe that for the ones like, maybe not like a Will Smith, but for the ones that do deeply learn to identify with these characters or get heavily into the mindsets of these characters, it can be a very, very deep emotional experience. But to call it dehumanizing is ridiculous.
Right. And he obviously just like isn't a very uninteresting person if he feels like he has to relate to his character's story in order to like have a story to tell about himself. I think he's just like revealing his true character by claiming he understands the perspective of a literal slave just by wearing a costume of one, you know?
I wonder if he feels the same way when he watches like cuck porn.
I guess that subject is on your mind after you were looking at the map.
I imagine it is. He can relate heavily, given all the entanglements.
That completely took me off base. I was like, what?
He has like some kind of situationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. So
Dude, burn that
maybe
red
it hits
table.
too close to home.
Like
there's some witchcraft on that table.
The red table does feel like, I bet you he dreads it. Like she loves it, he dreads it because she's like, here, allow me to embarrass you again.
Every single.
And he's like, yes, ma'am. I would love it for you to embarrass me in front of my kids and the entire world.
I would love for you to record me in my own home without my permission.
It's been so long since I was cool on Independence Day when I punched an alien and said, "Welcome to Earth." Now I just get embarrassed by my wife every day. That's my Will Smith voice, by the way.
It's incredible. Honey, you remember you promised me you would stop doing this, but you still keep doing it? Hey, save it for the red table, Will. Like, that's probably what's happening to him.
He wants to have, like, he wants to argue with her about something in their relationship. He's like, hey, there's no cameras here. Hold on.
We
can't capitalize off of this.
We just need a beautiful girl that wants to start career in acting to take him away from his wife.
Just do it.
Just do it. Save him.
Like him and Margot Robbie.
It's a mentality thing.
He's
staying because he wants to stay.
Be his muse.
He can't be saved.
Him and Margot Robbie were in Focus or whatever together, right? Margot Robbie, leave your husband and go be his muse. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh.
Someone.
She's base. Go, like, you guys go be a power couple together.
Someone that remembers 90s Will Smith. Help him.
Like, there's got to be somebody from that time.
Just put, like, fresh... why can't I say the name of that show now?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air clips for him.
He's too busy promoting the new one, which I've heard is actually not as bad. Like the modern version of it.
The trailer was atrocious.
I don't really want to watch it because I don't really want to watch the overly dramatic version of it. But
dude.
Oh, by the way, Chet, did you know that we're getting off topic? That Chet Hanks was still acting up until last year.
I wasn't aware of this.
He's in,
what was he in
24 episodes of Empire and a bunch of other, like, regularly. He has an episode of Atlanta that came out this year. He still acts. He's just also a fitness guy.
Guys, tweet him and tell him for Christmas you want him to be on PCC.
Tell Chet Hanks to find Will Smith a new wife.
And tell Chet Hanks to find Will Smith a new wife. Yeah.
Exactly. Iconic
duo. Do that. Tag me in that post.
Name a more iconic duo.
I'll wait.
Seriously.
So do you like, here's the thing. Does this movie interest you? Does Emancipation interest you at all?
Of course not. And I think that the reason these movies are being made is 21st century hangups and guilt tripping, not because of actually going for an accurate retelling of history.
Yeah.
And it's disrespectful to the real person that this story is based on.
Yeah. And then remember the director got in trouble for bringing the picture to the premiere?
Yes, it's this picture of Peter, who is the slave being portrayed in the movie, and he was lashed on the back until he went into a coma. This is a real story. They portrayed this in the movie, and then he was criticized for showing the picture of this man at the premiere.
Because it is weird that he just brought it to the premiere. I mean, I get it from his perspective. He's like, this was my inspiration to make this amazing movie that I made. I mean, that's my assumption that he thinks his movie's amazing. But it's like, why? Like,
it's very white savior.
If I was a bored, rich, liberal white guy in Hollywood,
go on.
Why would you even step into this arena knowing like your entire? It's like
there's too much to lose.
Minefield.
It's like indulgence.
Why would you like? Is it literally just? I'm not going to say that word. Is it really just ego?
Dude, it's like how in the past Catholics could pay their sins away. I feel white liberals feel like this is how they pay their original sin of being born white.
Well, and that is a thing to them too. They actually are the people that feel superior, just in a guilty way. They feel superior for who they are.
I'm such a good boy.
Yeah.
I must show your suffering.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of racism, did you know Azalea Banks?
She's recently canceled a show in Brisbane. She's postponed another one in Melbourne, and it's because of racism, believe it or not.
Do you want to hear what the racism actually was?
Let's hear it.
So she was due to perform in Brisbane, and she says this. She says, I am so sorry, you guys. Actually, she says, I am so sorry, you guys. Actually, I'm not sorry. But listen, last time I was in Brisbane, and y'all threw shit on me and the stage and damn near almost effing hit me in the face with an effing bottle of soda or whatever that S was. She said this in a video. She says, that was the most racist, most effing demoralizing experience of my effing life. And right now I'm on a really good track.
She also said, I'm a beautiful black woman and I am not going to get in front of some audience of white people for them to be throwing shit at me. I'm so not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Brisbane, y'all are just going to have to take the L and smoke it.
This is the world we live in now, where the first thing your mind goes to is you perform something, and your belief is honestly that they showed up for you. So clearly race didn't matter because they're there. Like, somebody threw something at you and your assumption is that it's because of how you look, not because of how you perform. That's antithetical to performing in general.
Azalea Banks, if these white people are going to one of your concerts, they're likely not racist at all because you're black and they are trying to support you. Also, and they're a fan of yours.
They could have been throwing that at anything. Stuff gets thrown at concerts. And maybe it's an assumption
this happens to Lady Gaga. Yeah. We've covered that. It happened to Justin Bieber. It happened to Harry Styles. Like, this happens to any performer.
Lady Gaga had the barrier in front of her to prevent her.
It's not a race thing.
Like, am I to assume that, like, what if they found out that a black woman threw something at Lady Gaga? Am I supposed to assume that that's racism? No, I assume that they're just.
She threw it because Lady Gaga's white.
I don't buy that, and it's like also, it's such a lazy excuse.
It's like, at least apologize to the people who wanted to see one of your concerts who aren't guilty of throwing things at you.
That's groupthink.
Who were looking forward to seeing you. Like, at least say sorry to them instead of just like telling them that they deserve this. I think this is just like a new iteration of the same behavior we've seen from Shawn Mendes, from Justin Bieber, from these stars who cancel shows for mental health reasons, when really all of the people who work off stage are the ones who really take the L there. And like, they lose out on money when you need a mental health day.
And then Taylor Swift is just the Terminator, she's the Energizer Bunny who adds more concerts, so many so that Ticketmaster breaks because they can't hold the volume of all the work she's willing to do.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Azalea Banks or other like less than A-list artists are able to get away with entitled behavior like this while on tour, because thousands of people have paid to see you on this date and you canceled it because you think that they're racist.
And it's also not because she's afraid of getting hurt. It's because her feelings were hurt.
Yeah, like, ramp up security if you're worried about that. Put up the panels like Lady Gaga did. Call Lady Gaga and get her protocol on how to prevent people from throwing bottles at you on stage.
And I think what you said is an interesting point. Like, she addressed everyone as if they were the bad guy. She didn't address everyone and say, a couple of bad apples ruined it, I still love the rest of you. She addressed all of them as if they were that person.
Yeah, she said to all of Brisbane, you have to take the L and smoke it. It's like, what about your fans?
The entitlement of
the fans who were sitting in the back who would have never done that, you know? Like, they're getting blamed all in the same pool as the rest of them.
Like, I feel like that's a generational thing. I feel like back 10, 20 years ago, they would have said, I'm sorry, like, to the people that wanted to see the show, but this happened, and they would have blamed the people who did something wrong, but they would have at least pointed out that I don't think all of you are like that, because they understood that those are the people that make them their money. But it's like you said before about Disney, we're in like a post-profit society.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. These people get to just be awful to everyone, and it doesn't matter.
I like money.
Well, I'm saying, but they're going to get their money.
That's controversial.
They're going to get their money anyway.
I love money.
So
I want money.
Somebody in the chat, Nolly, said Christina Grimmie, rest in peace. Yes, that was very, very sad.
Oh, is today like the anniversary of her death, or
I don't know. I go back and look at her channel every once in a while.
Christina Grimmie.
She was a YouTuber who was killed outside of a performance by a fan, an obsessed fan. She was one of those original YouTubers who got very big on the platform, along with a lot of those other kind of I guess early pop YouTube artists that really, really did a lot of great work together. Like, not really my genres, because a lot of them were cover artists, but there was high production value in a lot of their videos, and they proved like a lot of that early YouTube creativity of being able to make your own stuff without a large label behind you. So, but yeah, like that is pure entitlement to just be able, like, not coming to this entire ever again.
Yeah, like she's condemning an entire country based on the actions of like 5 people.
Yeah, they're saying that Christina Grimmie passed in June. That's what I thought. I thought it was in the summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like, just all of you are bad. But that's the world we live in now. You paint everybody in broad brushes. Nobody wants to talk about the individual. Mm-hmm. I hate that. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.